It is time.
Hello! There we go. The
It
technical
is time.
difficulties. It's time.
For real this time and not just accidentally.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the NEOPETS stream, everybody. Part 2 over on my
Part
channel.
2. Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo, indeed. I've got my peppy, happy chiptune music in the background.
Oh my gosh.
I'm ready to talk about Neopets. Oh, your browser source is gone, Lutra. Did you close that window?
I think I did.
Yeah, you gotta leave that up.
Shown? Oh, is it my Discord reactive?
No, it's your art. If you close that window, then it deletes the input for me.
Ah, okay. Let me open it back up. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, cool.
I'll need a new link if that's okay. Yeah, it's the only problem. You have to leave the Vito Ninja thing up in order for the other person to see it.
Sorry, folks.
It's all good. I downloaded this, oh, there we go. I see it again! Perfect.
Woo! Alright, we're good now.
Yay! Yeah, I this week I downloaded a Procreate brush that's supposed to emulate an MS Paint brush.
Ooh,
and
that's fun.
So I've been messing around with that because I'm in my Y2K throwback era right now.
God, I feel it. I feel it so hard. I was at a concert this weekend, and it was a punk rock concert, so you can imagine the vibe. And
oh yeah, I'm imagining the vibe right now.
Between the opening act and the first band, the sound mixer guy decided to blast Darude Sandstorm, and my soul actually projected outside of my body.
The way I would have started floating.
I was sailing away.
Oh my
god.
God.
In a sea of Y2K.
At a punk show, no less.
At a punk show!
I love that. Well, I was at a punk show. William, what kind of music is Chat Pile? Does that count as punk? I was at some sort of show a couple weekends ago, and they were playing, in between the sets, they were playing Do You Like Pina Coladas? It was the biggest whiplash possible, because all the music was screaming. And then suddenly, do you like pina colada?
Pina colada! Oh my god. Transporting me back.
Yeah. Instantaneous.
Well, instantaneous. Sooth asks who was headlining. So it was The Bronx and Flogging Molly.
Ooh,
and
I know that
Yeah.
one.
It was a great time. Oh my gosh.
I gotta remember what my Neopets look like.
The opening act was this band called the Vandaliers. They were fun.
Ooh. Well, I know Flogging Molly. I don't know if I know the other ones. I think I want to draw... I've got, these...
How's it going?
3, main Neopets that I used to have.
Tell me about your Neopets, please.
Oh,
I am begging you.
The lore is so fucking deep. It's insane. So... it was a Loop, a Zafara, and an Eerie.
Good lineup.
My concept was that they all lived together. Well, the Eerie and the Zafara were sisters, whose parents died, of course, because we had to have a tragic backstory.
Of course.
And they inherited their parents' mansion, so they turned the mansion into a boarding house. And then the Loop was somebody who decided to stay there as a boarder, and then ended up becoming a sort of surrogate brother to them over time. And then I'd have other pets, and those pets would kind of rotate through the boarding house as I owned them and stuff. Also, Steph, thank you so much for the sub. I really appreciate it. Welcome on in. Also, welcome on in to everybody. Good to see you all.
Hello.
I'm here. I'm just muting to talk to my chat.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. But yeah, so those 3 were they were kind of my first anthro characters. honestly. And it was kind of funny because back then, like, furry anthro was a thing on Neopets that was distinct from, like, human anthro. Like, they almost, like, neckoed. You would, like, necko your characters. And, like, that was seen as the more, I don't know, the cooler thing to do, the less cringy thing to do, was to make them humans versus, like, furries. Not a lot of people had, like, the furry style Neopets, if you anthropomorphize them.
That's so funny to me, because so many of, like... First of all, the Neopets to furry pipeline is so real.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
it's, like,
and
one-to-one.
And half of, like, the plot characters on Neopets, they were straight up furry bait.
Oh, absolutely!
Like,
was Garen was one of them, right? That was the Usul, right?
Yeah, yeah.
There was,
or like Lord Cass.
Lord Cass. There was freaking what was the king? The king from Altador. And then there was
the
blue loop knight. I remember him. He was he was in like the PS2 game or something.
Yeah, it was like Johan, something like that. I know who you're talking about. 'Cause his little sister was an Aisha.
The Aisha, yep. The Aisha, she was like a magic caster. It was a time. I'm trying to kind of emulate my old, like, drawing style for this picture. I'm gonna draw my Neopets, like, the way that I used to draw them.
Oh my gosh. I'm working on...
Like, slightly better, I guess. It's just an ounce more artistic skill than I had back in 2005.
I had so much fun looking at your page in, like, the vintage Puffin art.
Thank you so much.
I was like, it's so good because, like, I had seen, like, but it's like a very distinct, like, artistic era for you.
Also, welcome in, everybody. Hi, hey, Panda Bug.
I feel like I can like be like, yes, this is this era of Puffin art, and I love
it. The art that's on my current, like, Neopets page, that was not the original art that was there. It was. So I originally had my account back in, you know, the mid-2000s, late 2000s. And then when I was in college, I kind of had, like, a little resurgence of playing again. And that's when I, like, redid all my pages to what they are now. So the stuff on my page is actually from, like, 2013-ish.
Okay. I gotcha.
I was not that good as a child, for the love of God, no.
I mean, I would have believed
it. I can show you some of the art I used to do, and it's what you'd expect from, like, you know, however old I was. 13, 12-year-old.
Lord. I wish I could dig out. My Neopets art was old, because I didn't get back into it for a while. Like, about 12 years ago, I started the account I currently play on, and, like, I didn't get super far with it. And I didn't really develop the pets as characters. Mm-hmm. But man, like, 8-year-old Lutra discovered OCs through Neopets.
Yeah, that's it, though. That's exactly it. You realize, oh my gosh, I can make a whole, like, backstory. You realize you can change the design and then write, you know, role play if you want to. And I had all sorts of little stories that I wrote about them. Yeah. All the pet pages and stuff with, like, I don't know, like, people, I guess Toy House is kind of like that.
It is, yeah. Similar vibe.
That's, like, where I kind of graduated to. Because back in the day, like, you know, you had these pet pages that you'd make for your Neopets, and they also had these user lookups. So you would code both of these things. And then I remember on the lookups, a lot of times there would be link backs. So, like, if your pet was friends with another pet, you'd have a little line of, like, dialogue, and you'd link back to this other person's pet. Mm-hmm. And then they would link to you, and it was, like, a proof that your pet had, like, friends and relationships and stuff. It was fun. Usually it was, like, pets that had role played, because I was a big role player. Well, I mean, I still am. I'm not actively doing it right now. This is, you know, for chat's benefit. But It never went away. I'd still be doing it now if the site Lutra and I was on was still a thing.
Yeah.
Did not explode.
Didn't explode. That's a story for another day.
Ha! Yeah.
Good girl.
But no, I feel like it's like once you get that storytelling
Thank you for the good
bug,
girl.
it's
Also,
all
hi,
over.
Soda.
Like
What was
it
that?
seeds its way. Sorry, I said once you get that storytelling bug, it's all
Oh.
over.
Absolutely.
Like it seeds its way into your brain.
It does in some way, shape, or form. You're just compelled to like keep doing it the rest of your life.
I'm definitely the person who like plays Pokemon games, and by the end of the game has like a full ass like backstory for all of the
backstory for
Pokemon on my team.
everything. Yeah.
Like these are their character interactions and their personalities.
Oh, God, that's so me right now, but with Baldur's Gate
Oh my gosh,
and
I want to play
my
so bad.
Tav. I'm like, okay, and this is how she grew up, and this is this is that, this is the other thing.
These are her likes and dislikes.
Exactly. Like, how can I make this into an actual OC?
Exactly. Well, and it's funny with Neopets, like, I remember begging my parents to buy me a scanner so I could, upload Neopets art. And, like, I never got one, which, I mean, it's fine, you know. Just, my dad wasn't gonna buy a whole-ass scanner just for me. But going back, like, as an adult and playing Neopets, and one, having the brain power to actually, like, earn and keep money, and two, like,
something
actually be able to, like... some money! I, like, just hit a mil, so, you know, I'm not quite rolling in it, but we're working on it. I've got big kid money in Neopets.
Yeah, once you hit that first mil, it's like, okay, now I actually... Because back in the day, I mean, the inflation on that site has been crazy. Because back in the day, a million really was a lot. You could buy a decent amount of stuff with $1 million. Nowadays, some paintbrushes go for like 15 million. I'm like, what the?
I know.
I can't even imagine. I think the most I've ever had cumulatively on Neopets has been like probably 2 mil, and that's just because I was saving for something and then spent it immediately. Because the minute I get enough money for something that I want on Neopets, I just buy.
Right.
There's no saving up except for the time when I don't have as much money as I need to buy the thing I want.
Well, I'm trying to be good because I've gotten into like the food club, which is just gambling. It's just straight up gambling.
I would really like to talk to you about food club stuff because I have tried to do that, and I think I'm doing it wrong.
Okay, yeah, I can show you. So the trick
I need
is
reassurance that I'm actually doing it properly.
the trick is that you don't make up your own bets. You find someone smart on Reddit and just bet what they're betting, and that's how you make money. I
tried to do that, but they had a bunch of like caveats about like who you should bet on and what, and so I still don't think I'm doing it properly. So
Gotcha,
we can discuss.
We will discuss.
Because the older your account, so here's some information for anybody who's confused right now. So the food club on Neopets is like a little gambling game that you can play daily. And the older your account is, the more you can bet, and therefore the more you can win back. And I think it's your account age in like days.
Yeah, something like that. There's a multiplier in there somewhere.
My account is like over, oh god, how many years old is it now? It's like almost 20 years old, so like there's a lot of multiplying happening. It's old as fuck. So I have a lot of I can bet a lot, so I could win a lot, but I haven't won a goddamn thing yet, so we'll see.
Yeah, I will show you my ways.
The thing I want to be able to afford next, I think, is a gray paintbrush, which is like 6 mil, I think.
Oh my gosh, but they're so good though. So the gray pets, y'all, are depressed. They're obviously the color gray, but they're clinically depressed. They're so sad, but like in the cutest way. I love them.
I love them too. They're so fucking sad.
They're so sad, but they're so sweet. Like
I
it's
almost
like
feel bad.
Eeyore vibes.
I almost feel bad painting a Neopet. Like, have we considered the ramifications of like painting a pet with a depression paintbrush? Like, is that?
Oh my god.
Is that ethical? Like,
I mean, you know, if I don't know, this is terrible. I was gonna say, if you give them Prozac, is it that pet? That's like a horrible thing to say.
Neo-Prozac.
Neo-Prozac.
Does that even exist?
Honestly,
I'm sure there's a potion for that.
Some of the items on the website are so out of pocket, I wouldn't be shocked.
Oh my god. Some of the old, oh my god, I was showing William this. Some of the old stories in the Neopian Times were out of pocket. There's this one story that I'll never forget. It's about a brother and sister who get stuck on Terror Mountain. And the brother ends up poisoning the sister so she doesn't have to die of frostbite. Kills her, and then drinks the poison himself so that he can die with her. And like, they let them, they publish this. This is a children's website essentially, and they publish that shit. Now, like, granted, this was back in like the early 2000s, like before really the site took off, I think. They were allowing all kinds of shit back then that they probably would not right now. Like, same story would not get in nowadays.
But just so you know, it is there.
But just so you know, it's there if you look for it. I read it out loud for Will, and he was like, I need to go take a lap after that.
just go sit down for a bit.
I need some time to think.
Process, God. Yeah, no, it was wild. Like, I don't know, just some of the things that I find on there occasionally. Like, so when you play Neopets, you find items, and items have descriptions, and sometimes the descriptions will be like, you know, this is a tasty sandwich, or whatever, you know. But there was one that was a bloomaroo steak. A bloomaroo is one of the pets you could adopt on Neopets, and it's known for bouncing around like a kangaroo. And the description for the item was bounce, bounce, whir, splat. And I hate that.
Yeah, what does this imply?
Like, we just chainsawed my man down to turn him into a T-bone, like...
God.
They just come out with some stuff, and a lot of it, because I know Neopets was originally created for, like, college-age kids, and so I think a lot of it's holdover from that.
Exactly. Uh-oh. Oh no, are my sound alerts not working?
Move, I'm dead.
Oh, there, never mind, there it goes. Literally the moment I said that. Right on cue. Also, hello, Game Cropper, good to see you. William says, Neopets Iceberg when?
Oh my gosh.
I could definitely do like a Neopets Iceberg stream.
For sure.
Or YouTube video. All the lore, all the deep Neopets lore. The fucking, oh my god, oh gosh, there was this one user on Neopets that I remember that like TNT like allowed to do special things, and everybody was upset about it. Do you remember this, Lutra?
What?
From back in the day?
No.
There was like TNT's like favorite Neopets user, and they let her have like extra accounts and Neopets and stuff. And everybody was calling favoritism, and then I guess she like cheated or something, and then they had to like ban her. It was a whole thing.
That's crazy.
I need to look this up now, because
I had heard some stuff like that was happening. Just because, like, back before it got as big as it was, they just, you know, they were just kind of like, they weren't taking it seriously, you know?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to see. Yeah, the preferential treatment, but what was... Okay, I'm gonna have to look this up later, probably.
We could definitely, I mean, there's the whole issue of, like, it was owned by Scientologists for a while.
Yeah, then it was owned by Jumpstart. They kind of ran it into the ground.
God. Yeah, they did. They're kind of why it's a little poopy right now.
God.
Yeah.
Well, I started to not be happy when they released the customization stuff, but I stayed despite that, you know.
Yeah. I think that was a lot of people's, like,
it was the start of the end for me. Yeah. Because, like, the customization stuff is cool, and now that, like, I'm older and have, like, real-world money to actually do stuff with that, like, okay, fine. But, like, I cannot stress the absolute disappointment in my heart when they converted all the beautiful, like, pets. Especially because one of my pets was a Zafara that I really wanted to paint royal. And I did not like how the royal Zafara looked at post-conversion. I wanted her to be unconverted. But I was a stupid kid and didn't have enough money to do it before the conversion happened, so...
Right.
Oh, God, it was awful.
For, like, audience's benefit, at least mine, I don't know if you talked about this on your previous stream, but
there's new people in here, so go over it again.
Yeah, so NEOPETS originally, your pet had just, like, a unique art thing. Like, our little... Puffin did our little Discord reactive icons in the style that it originally was. And so, what it meant was that if pets were certain special colors, like royal or, like, mutant, then they could be in any pose they wanted to be. The artist chose to draw them in. And so you could have this, like, wild art associated
really
with
dynamic
these rare
poses.
pets. Exactly, lots of personality. But when they decided to make pets customizable, meaning they could, like, wear clothes, you could put backgrounds on them, but in order to make that work, they had to convert all the pets from this, like, unique art to basically the same pose, which was
cookie
just kind of
cutter.
like...
Oh, it sucks so bad.
This, like... And then they had, like, a weird fist situation.
Yeah, the fist so they could hold stuff. Oh, I hated the fucking fist.
This is the best art I've ever drawn in my life.
Oh my god, I'm looking at it right now.
But, like, yeah, they all had, like, the same pose.
The fist.
And so, it just didn't... It worked fine for some pets, like, you know, like, a lot of, like, the dog-type Neopets looked okay.
Yeah, because they're on all fours.
Exactly, but just a lot of the more dynamic pets, or pets whose personality came through their pose a lot, just did not translate well.
No.
You know, it was a similar vibe to, like, when Pokemon went 3D, and because of that, they all kind of had to fit, like, a standard mesh, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And they just lost a lot.
Yeah, something was lost. Like, I'm used to it now. It doesn't matter anymore. You know, you get used to it over time. But, like...
Yeah.
I'm still like, oh, what could have been? You know?
Exactly. And, like, I'll never have the money or patience to go for an EUC pet, probably, just because pet trading is, like...
Oh my god,
it's its own elitist.
Absolutely.
Because to explain that, some pets weren't converted if they were colors that had, like, specific poses. You could have the option to not convert your pets. So now that those exist and they're very scarce, there's a huge, like, economy within the economy of the site that is just trading these pets to try and get to these rare unconverted pets. And, like, people will straight up steal accounts and like,
absolutely,
falsely report people, and, like, it's insane.
It is. But it was insane back in the day too, for other reasons.
Oh, yeah.
Like, the insanity's always been there. It's just different different targets of the insanity.
Right.
Also, can I say something real quick? If there's one thing I remember, it's that everybody on the NEOPETS message boards was mean as hell. I remember getting bullied hardcore on the NEOPETS message boards. Like, if you didn't know what you were doing, like, nobody had any grace for, like, people who didn't know what was going on.
No, it was not a wholesome community.
I distinctly remember, it was my first time on the NEOPETS roleplay boards. I remember this so distinctly. And I thought I was, like, only half understanding what was supposed to be going on here, because I had never roleplayed before in my life. I didn't know what it was. But I kind of could understand what was happening. I thought to myself, oh, Well, it seems like what's happening is like one person starts a story and then the next person continues it. That's not what role-playing is. I mean, it kind of is, but not really.
Not really.
So I thought we were all like using the same characters to write a collaborative story. So of course I like tried to control somebody else's character, thinking that was okay.
Man.
Oh my god, it was not okay.
Oh, man.
Spoiler alert, not okay. I was so upset. They were like, "You're banned from our sled dog roleplay for power playing."
Oh my gosh.
But then I learned what you could and could not do. Which,
like, power playing is a taboo in the roleplay community, but, like, some grace, man, come on.
I didn't know what I was fucking doing. Like, you just say, hey, this is not allowed, like, please read the rules, and, like, if the person said, I don't understand, then, I don't know, I would be happy to explain that kind of stuff to anybody. We'll go sweaty Neopet players. Yeah, they kind of were, though.
It's, like, crazy. Yeah, I'm with you.
Was intense.
So much.
Zargi, hello.
But yeah,
Thank you so much for stopping by.
It was crazy, and like I just remember because like I was so young before I came back to it. Like I had no understanding of economies, and I remember I got the Neopets magazine, and one of the things that they talked about was the magazine would have like articles about how to play the game and like different strategies and whatever. And I found one on the Neobian stock market, because that's a thing, y'all. There's a whole ass stock market.
Oh my god. And it's actually a decent way to make money over time. It's not good for fast cash, but most of my riches on Neopets is actually from stocks that I bought like 7 years ago.
Which is such a hilarious
shut up and William, you were right. I should invest. I
just remember, like, the look on my dad's face when my 8-year-old ass walks in, and I was like, hey, Dad. And he's like, what? And I'm like, can you explain the stock market to me?
He's like, what the fuck have you been reading?
He's like, of all the things, like, I expected my idiot 8-year-old to ask me about. You know, this girl who, like, 5 minutes ago was collecting bugs in the backyard was not the stock market.
Oh my god. Although, I just thought of something, so, not quite related to the- oh wait, hold on, I gotta read. Give me 1 second. Welcome in, Raiders! Hello! What up, Milo? Thank you so much for the raid! How are you doing, folks? What were you streaming tonight? Welcome on in, my name is Puffin Aardwolf. I'm a variety streamer.
Welcome on
in. Oh, thank you very much, William, I'm assuming.
And I think Puffin's muted right now. So for those in my chat, I'm currently drawing one of my current pets. Her name is
Lutra.
Jewel.
Lutra Frost, my friend.
It is spelled very weird because
talk about
names on Neopets are one use only, meaning if you name a Neopet Tim, nobody else on the entire site can name their Neopet Tim.
Please give her
but she is
a ghost
Neopet, so we've got kind of a haunted bride situation going on. Hello! I was talking about the pet I'm drawing.
Yes. I had a ghost pet back in the day, but I think she was lost to time. She was on one of the accounts that I had that I ended up either getting frozen or locked out of.
Right.
One of my side accounts.
Oh, Zargi, thank you for the sub. I appreciate you. But yeah, that was an issue because
thank you so much for
over
the follow.
time
thank
Neopets got like assets on Neopets got real world value. You're not supposed to trade them for real world currencies or favors, but like it happens.
But people do. People do all kinds of stuff they're not supposed to do.
So like your account has such a high rate of being hacked. And they've also done a couple account purges over the years just because there were so many inactive accounts.
God, yeah. I'm so lucky that didn't happen. Because I thought the account, my original account was going to get purged because when I got locked out of it, it was probably like 6 or 7 years ago. I figured for sure they'd have had one, but they haven't. And I think that's because Jumpstart literally doesn't care. And
No, they don't.
Did not do any goddamn maintenance on the site in the last, 7 years.
No. So I am curious to see how that turns out with Neopets just went under new management.
Yeah.
So that's kind of we're all kind of waiting, because apparently it did mean that they got funding that they did not previously have in order to make improvements on the site, and they have fixed some things.
I mean, I think if they do it the right way, they can get a huge player base back, because so many of us are at that stage now where we want to, nostalgically play games from our childhood.
For sure.
So many people that I know on Twitter and stuff are going back to it now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's been like all over my feed lately.
Yeah.
And I love it. Like, it's been such a trip for me. I've been having fun
it too.
Playing again.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. I haven't really been playing as much or as well as I should, because for me it feels a little daunting, honestly, because my account's so old now and there's just so much on it, and I want to like redo a bunch of stuff, but it's almost like a little overwhelming to be like, okay, well, where do I even start after all these years? Do I redesign my pets again? Do I get new pets? Do I, because so much of my time on Neopets was dedicated to like OC related stuff. I didn't really do much else. I mean, that's a lie. I did a lot of stuff, but that was like my main thing, was like role playing and coding and OC development. So and art and stuff. So if I go back,
that's the crazy thing. Sorry, go ahead.
What's the crazy? No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, the crazy thing about Neopets is there's so many like ridiculously complicated little things you can get into. It can be overwhelming if you're trying to do it all. Like,
absolutely.
There's entire ass like RPG games within the game, like
we were talking about
NeoQuest
that last time, the NeoQuest stuff.
Yeah,
I was like, there is legitimately like a whole ass like click to play RPG. There's 2 of them. There's Neopets. I was talking about Key Quest. That was a thing for a while. Key Quest was like a Mario Party style game where you could earn. I know. I'm so mad that they removed it. So fucking much stuff. I know. I hope they bring it back. That would be a fun game to stream.
That would be awesome. I would love to stream some Neopets games.
They did not remove NeoQuest. They removed Key Quest. Key Quest with a K.
Yes.
Not NeoQuest. NeoQuest is still there. Safe. Don't you worry. Never fear. It's still there, but they didn't remove Key Quest. That was a long time ago, though. That was back when I was still playing the first time, I think. They removed the servers. And I was like my main way of making Neopet points at the time, because they would give code stones out as rewards if you played, and you could sell those. They have a pretty standard market value, because they're used for what is it called? Battle doming. If you want to like train your pets to fight. Yet another thing you can do with your Neopets, if you want to have them be strong and fight, you can do that. You can read them books and make them smart. You could do that. You could have them do the food club and eat the gourmet foods. You could do that. What else? You can paint them. You can write. You can enter like all these different contests. You can
paint them.
Beauty contests.
There's
oh my gosh.
Quests for fairies. If you would like to get exclusive items from fairies. Also, Judora and Elucin, they are totally ex-lovers, and no one will ever change my mind.
Oh my god. Please. I would love for them to address that. But they're never going to. Oh, well, maybe they will, because
they refuse to.
They have pride stuff on Neopets now, so maybe we'll get some gay lore or something.
And Evelyn is always asking for it. There's been so many screenshots of her specifically asking for, like, the lesbian pride flag.
Really? And I love that.
All I'm saying is that Neopets has refused to talk about why they don't like each other. And then in the new event that dropped today, they're being super cagey about how they know each other and why they don't like each other.
Oh, I didn't even know a new event dropped.
That they were... Yeah, with, like, dialogue and shit.
Oh, nice.
My headcanon, I don't know their ages, but they're also fairies, so, like, I don't know how aging works with fairies. but like I'm thinking they were romantically involved and had a breakup, and that's the vibe I'm getting.
We need to get them back together.
We need to get them back together. I love them.
I love them too. Well, goes they're turning the NEOPETS gay. They are. No, they were always
They're turning
gay.
the NEOPETS gay. They were always gay.
Let's be real.
How does Shade Paw foot work?
Oh, you're asking the wrong person.
Do you ever just forget how paw foot work?
Every time.
Every time. Yeah, I've been like, I feel like this is gonna sound weird, but like I'm satisfying my childhood self by like going back and, you know, getting all my Neopets painted all the colors and, you know, like fleshing out their pet pages and their histories, and it's like, this is what baby Lutra wanted. This is what this is what I've been working towards the entire time.
I feel like I got my main 3 Neopets the way I wanted them. The original 3 back in the day after, because I used to do, what I would do is I would enter contests. That's how I made my money when I was a kid. I would just, the poetry contest was the one that had the best payout for me, so I would just write poems like every week, and eventually one would stick, and then I'd usually get like a lower value paintbrush for winning that, and then I'd sell it, work up the money to get other stuff, and then also over time I'd like hoard items, and I'd eventually like sell them, but I'd like hold on to them for a little while. Keep them in my safety deposit box. Try to let the value appreciate a little bit. A lot of the stuff that I have now, like letting value like go up and down and selling stuff.
And just timing it, because like you could hold on to like a lot of those Battle Dome items until like plots would drop. And so people would be training their pets to fight whatever monsters in the plot. Yeah, and then you could make your money back just by, you know... Neopets is really just teaching us all how to manipulate economies, is what it was doing.
To the point of absolute, total financial breakdown, quite honestly.
Yes.
Rickster, this
like,
model...
Neopets taught me more about
I think I released this model,
and market value than public school ever did.
This year? I think it was earlier this year, maybe in like February or March.
Craziness. That game could get so ridiculously in depth.
That's what I'm trying to tell people. I forget who I was talking to, or I like posted something on Reddit or something recently, and somebody commented and was like, Neopets, that game was so dumb. And I was like, actually, Neopets was a highly intricate game. Like, you could call Neopets a lot of things, but it was not dumb. There's so much fucking shit to do on Neopets.
Like, it was insane.
Literally,
like, even today, I'll like, having been playing it again for the past couple weeks, like, I'll find something, I'm like, God, this is a whole thing that even after, like, being on and off the site for years, I had no... Like, the Kadodori, I didn't realize that was, like, an entire new game within the game. That was such a big thing
when I was, what is it called? When I was younger and playing. I don't even know if people do that anymore. But...
They do!
That used to be big. They do it for the...
I'm on Neopets Discord. Yeah.
I'm on one of the Neopets Discords.
Are you on the Reddit one or a different one?
I think I'm on the Reddit one.
That's the one I'm on.
That's what I was on for the Food Club stuff, and then I got confused and... was like, maybe I need to learn more before I try this. The Kadodori, it was so funny because people were just like casually buying these food items for the cats, and each one costs like 500,000 Neo points.
Right. No.
And I was like, how do you have the money to... How?
And just like the goal of the Kadodori is that there's these Kadodis are like these little cat pets. Pet pets, which are pets for your pet.
Yeah, don't question it too much.
Just don't question it. And you could there was a pet shelter for them, and they would ask you for different food items, and if you were the first one to feed them that food item, then for the next couple hours, it would say thanks, this Coyote has been fed by your username. And people will spend millions just to get that little shout out.
Okay, it's not just the shout out though, Lutra. That's not what they want.
Is there more to it?
They want the avatar. If you ever see something happening on NEOPETS and you're like, why are people doing this? 9 times out of 10, it's for an avatar. Because there's I think if you
avatars
feed
are a whole thing.
If you feed 10 Coyotes, I think you get an avatar or something like that. So that's why people feed them.
That makes sense. I didn't realize there was
people
an avatar
in the avatar like sub forum on NEOPETS who are on Coyote watch. And they're like, oh, this one's hungry again. Go, go, go.
My God, it's so much.
It's so crazy. Oh, hold on. Somebody wanted to know what the music I was listening to was. What was that?
I should probably play some music.
It was A Journey Around the World by Umeboshi Chazuke. I don't know this song, but it's on some sort of chiptune playlist that I'm listening to.
Heck yeah.
There we go. That's the name of the artist. Bonzo, hello! Welcome on in. How you doing?
We're talking about NEOPETS.
NEOPETS.
See if I can do this outline. Oh no! I just glanced over on my other monitor.
What's up?
So I love how your art is coming out. I just glanced over my other monitor.
I'm drawing my old the old designs. These are not the redesigned versions of these characters. These are their original designs.
Right.
Back in the day.
Back in the day. Yeah, I'm starting fresh with my guys, so this is gonna be some art for one of my pets that'll go on her pet lookup. The story I'm kind of going with mine is they are so once upon a time, kids. There was a merchant who there was a merchant who bought a flying ship so he could sail around the world and, buy and sell things. And it turns out that ship was haunted. And by this girl. And all she knows is that she was about to get married, and we know she died. She doesn't know who her husband is or any of that stuff. So she winds up, she haunts the ship, so she's just kind of along for the ride with this merchant dude. Mm-hmm. And then just over time, everyone else, they just kind of acquire other members of the ship.
Nice.
So that's kind of where I'm going.
The pirate framework is a very, good one for NEOPETS. I had a little...
It works.
This character's a pirate, and she, I had a crew for her at one point. But then I decided that I did not want to follow that story thread anymore, and I just kind of dropped it. There were all sorts of little things that I started and then kind of got lost to time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm trying to because I've done pirates and other stories of mine, so I'm trying to differentiate between pirate versus just explorers, I guess, more so. But I don't know. They're NEOPETS. I'm not taking it seriously.
Yeah, I mean, you can take it as seriously as you want.
People take it pretty seriously. I mean, that's been a whole issue with NEOPETS, is people get crazy.
They do.
It has a very rabid fan base.
It does, yeah. Like I was saying earlier, the people in the the people on the Neo boards are nowadays. I kind of popped into there to check out what was going on recently, and either people are nicer now or I just don't care anymore. It might just be that I don't care if anyone's mean to me anymore because I'm so old that I'm whatever. If you're being mean to me, you're probably a child. Or another adult, exactly. And then at that point I'm looking at you why are you being mean to me on NEOPETS? Get a fucking
right,
life.
right. Like
at the time, I was like, oh my god, this person bullied me on the NEOPETS board. Mom, I'm so sad.
I want a t-shirt that says, I got bullied on the Neo boards.
I got bullied on the Neo boards. Oh, hi, Nick. Good to see you. Yeah, this is supposed to be a goth outfit. But we can be seen, too.
Like, not to make light of childhood trauma, but, like...
I can make fun of my own childhood trauma.
Yeah, exactly. It's like some of you weren't bullied on the NEOPETS boards in 2002, and it really shows.
God. Kids are fragile. Yeah, they are very fragile. I was definitely a fragile child. Oh my gosh. Especially because I was I was a member of some like Neopets message boards outside of Neopets too. And if you thought people were mean on the Neo boards, they were even more mean on those things. Because there were
those were not moderated.
Nope, they sure weren't. And I thought I was a mature, 13-year-old who could handle it.
Oh my god.
Spoiler alert, I wasn't, and I couldn't. But I remember doing some pretty cringy stuff, and then people calling me out on it. And me being very sad, making like different accounts to try and come back and have it so nobody knew it was me, but I clearly was the same person. Like,
everyone thinks that it's so easy to like hide your identity. It's really not. We know.
Oh, Appetite Fox, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you. Appreciate it. Oh, sorry. I just mute when things happen in my chat.
Oh, gotcha. I just heard
talk over
and
top
then you
of
died. Oh, you're fine. I don't care.
There's one thing that I have very deep Neopets trauma that I need to share with you right now because I feel like this was a formative moment in my
please share.
In my
I'm
upbringing.
so excited
to share with you all right now. Okay, so when I was quite young, on Neopets,
when I was a young Aardwolf.
Yeah, exactly. I probably was maybe 12 at the time. 11, 12-ish. Maybe a little bit younger. In that age range. Anyway, I was doing my artwork on MS Paint, and I was also doing the thing you were talking about where like I would draw it on a piece of paper and then my dad would scan it in. We hosted on Photo Bucket and all that. And I remember there were Neopets out there that were basically little celebrities. There was one in particular that was called Sparklear. He was a Zafara that was well known because his owner had a, you remember? His owner had a comic in the Neopian Times, but he also had like a bunch of lore on his pet page. He had like a wife and a child and like an evil anti-Sparklear. It was like a whole thing. Very, very formative for like me wanting to make my OCs and stuff. So anyway, this is a tangential to the story.
Blasted
Did I just unlock a memory?
You just core memory unlocked. I'm screaming and crying right now.
Oh my gosh. So anyway, the Sparklear person, they were friends with another artist, and that person also had lore for their Neopets attached to Sparklear's characters, and I really liked that person's art like a lot. So I decided to draw some fan art for that person. And so I drew them fan art, and very kindly they were like, oh, thank you so much, I would love to draw you something in return. And their art was like, to me, their art was like, holy shit, like this person's art is fantastic, like I'm dying because I'm gonna get art from this person. So they drew something for me, and I was really excited and grateful, but like young me mind was like, how can I get this person to trade with me again, like immediately? So I started to become a bit of a pest. I know, I like cringe so internally when I think about this, because it's one of my biggest like, holy shit, why did you do this, Puffin moments. I started to pester them about doing more art trades with me, to the point where they blocked me and they took my art down.
Oh my gosh.
And like I was like panicked. Like I started messaging them on like other accounts, and of course, chat, this is what you don't do. You don't do this. Now we all know this, but 11-year-old Puffin did not know this. 11-year-old Puffin was backpedaling hardcore and like trying to make it so that they wouldn't block me, but of course trying to get unblocked will just make somebody block you harder. It was done. So I've never stopped thinking about this though. And the worst thing is that this person is still out there. I've seen their art before on like Twitter and stuff. Recently. And every now and then I think to myself, should I like reach out and be like, hey, I'm so sorry? Or is that like exactly what you shouldn't do? But it's been so many years now. I wonder if they would even remember it, you know? But part of me is like, maybe, you know, thinking about like, should I message and be like, hey, I fucked up when I was a kid. I'm so sorry I did that. I just wanted to let you know because I think about it. It keeps me up at night. Like,
oh my gosh.
I'm so sorry. So maybe one day I'll have the guts to do something like that. But until then, I'm just going to sit here and cringe internally every time I think about this. So yeah, don't do that, y'all. Don't be like Puffin.
Lessons learned.
Lessons learned. You take the art trade and you just be happy with what you got. You don't try to go for broke.
Oh my gosh. That's so funny. Yeah, no, it was because I remember mentioning to you like like when I saw the way like you had your pet pages done, it like unlocking this core memory of me like looking starry-eyed at all of these accounts with these connections and all this stuff, and like yeah, I definitely drew so much fucking fan art of Sparkle
Also,
art
I see you, Sickle. Hello.
as a kid.
Oh yeah.
Like that was like my like this person. I think they go by Nestle or something.
Yep, Nestle was not the person that I wanted to trade with, but that was the person who owned Sparkle art.
Yeah. They definitely like were a formative figure in my artistic development.
Oh, absolutely. Same here. And definitely for like the role-playing aspect too. Because I was like, I want to have a story that's like that deep and cool and stuff, you know?
Right.
That like, you know, planned out or whatever.
For sure. And here we are. Kind of.
Years later, kind of, sort of, a little bit.
Working on it.
There was like...
I would, but taxes.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking of another like embarrassing Neopet story that I had. But now I can't remember what it was. I know I have more though. Because I was, you know, when you're young and on the internet, see, this is the thing that not bothers me, that worries me about, you know... I hate to talk about the kids of today, but when I was a kid and I was making stupid mistakes, it was on Neopets. Not on like TikTok with like millions of people watching me, you know?
Not with your actual face.
Not with my actual face, with my Neo face. With my whole Neo
all
ass.
They knew.
They just knew I was Peter Puffin 1 and that was it.
And that's it. And like you have positive deniability. Like, unless you did something extra heinous to warrant someone really investigating.
No.
You know, it's fairly anonymous. Yeah. And, like, at the end of the day, we all did cringe shit on the internet.
Oh, absolutely.
That's just part of growing up.
Oh, man. I was like the queen of cringe shit. Back in the day, there was some stuff that I did on the Wolf Roleplay website that I originally was a part of. Definitely lied about my age.
Oh yeah.
That was part of it, because I was probably like 13, 12 at the time, but I kept saying I was like 16, 17. I bet they all knew thow, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah. Sometimes
we all thought we were slick. Like, I don't think I could have realistically played a 16-year-old at that point.
I definitely could not have.
Maybe a really mature one.
I was an idiot as a kid. If any of y'all ever dig up any of my accounts from like when I was a kid, no you didn't. That's not me. You know.
He's talking about IRC chats. We were talking about that in my Discord earlier this week. I was too stupid to figure out how to join IRC chats when I was a kid, so I never was on them.
I just had social anxiety. Like I was a hardcore lurker.
Lupin, Domina, thank you so much for following. Welcome to the Art Squad. How you doing?
Of the internet and like the people on it.
That's so valid. I like had the opposite problem. I was not afraid, and I should have been. I had no right waltzing into the areas of the internet that I did at that age and being like, hey, what's up?
You had not yet earned the right.
No.
God.
Now I have.
I don't know. I don't know if it was like having a parent who like worked in IT during that time and worked in web hosting and like saw some shit, you know,
yeah.
Versus like, because like I couldn't run anything, I couldn't get anything past my dad. Yeah, my mom, she had no idea what a Neopet was. She was like, oh, do you play that on your Nintendo? But, you know, my dad, he knew what was going on.
See, my dad was also a computer guy, but I don't think he never really stepped in.
Yeah.
He just let me do whatever it was I did.
He's just like, Papa will figure it out. She'll be fine.
They had a little too much faith in me, I think, that I wouldn't go investigating where I didn't belong as a child. Because so I've talked many a time on here about my adventures on 4chan and Gaia Online, where those boards were not moderated at all. At all.
No, 4chan... Alright, so if
4chan
you're looking
definitely
at the internet...
wasn't.
Yeah, no. 4chan is like when Simba and Mufasa are on Pride Rock and Mufasa goes, Simba, see that shadowy place over there? You don't fucking go there. That's 4chan. That shadowy place over there is 4chan.
Yeah, because, well, back when I was on 4chan, and I wasn't, like, actively posting. I was just going on there to, like, lurk and be like, haha, I'm adult enough to be on 4chan, you know, internet brownie points or whatever. Back then, though, it was very bad, but it didn't have the same, like, connotations as it does today, let's just say.
Yeah, that's fair.
If that makes sense.
No, it does.
Different,
today...
but possibly equally bad connotations, but different connotations.
Right.
He says, should we restrict her internet access? What's the worst that can happen? She becomes a furry or something? It's too late, Father. I've seen everything.
God. That's so funny.
Everybody has a favorite Neopet. Mm-hmm. If you've played Neopets. Caveat. If you've played Neopets, you probably have a favorite Neopet. So what's your favorite Neopet? Like species.
Oh, man.
Species. Not individual
Species.
Neopets,
Yeah. I can't pick amongst my favorite. My children's.
I know, yeah.
Seriously, though. I mean, as a kid, and I realized this was probably foreshadowing character choices later down the line, but when Lutaris came out, I was fucking obsessed.
Oh
I begged my dad for a phone, and my dad's like, you're like 12, why, or however the heck old I was.
What do you need a phone for?
And you're like, why the hell do you need to, like, who are you talking to? Like, you're homeschooled, shut up, you don't have friends.
Oh god, yeah. But I was always a loop lover.
So
but I think Zephyra's probably second.
Zephyrs are awesome. They would, on the Neopets tier list, they would be a solid A for me.
Oh yeah,
but
absolutely.
I think my top picks were Gellert. I always loved Gellert. Which is actually what I'm drawing right now. And Drakes and Lutaris.
Yeah, see, I was more of a Croc fan versus Drake.
Crocs are awesome.
If I had to pick between those two.
Yeah, that's valid. Crocs are great. Crocs were another one of the pets that was, like, unnecessarily annoying to get.
I know. Gosh, back in the day, though, it was especially annoying because you had to get this pet, and you had to let it eat sludge out of the cave.
Right.
And
like,
the
it was
pets
this
are
whole,
like, 5
thing you had to
billion
figure out.
Neopoints. Yeah, they don't tell you what to do either, so a lot of stuff on Neopets you just gotta figure out. Secrets everywhere.
Right. This is before, like, the days of Jelly Neo.
Where they had all the secrets written down and you can just look at the guides and stuff.
You could just click through. Yeah, no, there were no guides. Like, you'd get vague hints in the magazines occasionally, but that was about it.
Well, I didn't even have the magazines. It's special.
I had the magazines for like a year. They were honestly really cool.
That's neat.
Because they'd have like little short stories and stuff.
Aww.
So you get like a combination of lore and like game guides, so it was neat.
Oh, I love that. Oh, I would have loved that as a kid. I don't even know if I knew that the magazine existed. I think I did, because I think they talked about it on the website sometimes, but...
Yeah, the website was pretty cool. Or the website, the magazine.
My parents were already paying for Nickelodeon magazines, so they probably were like, you can't have more than one magazine.
See, my grandma bought me the Neopets magazines.
Aw, yay for grandmas.
Yay for grandma.
Yay for grandma.
So it was like the Neopets magazine and like the Ranger Rick magazine for my jams.
Oh my god. That very much tracks.
I was a Ranger Rick kid.
Ranger Rick was the goat.
He was. Also, talking about like furry
How you doing?
pipelines probably contributed.
Yeah, that's fair. He was not a part of mine. A shout out to Grandma, thank you, William.
Shout out to Grandma.
Is that an actual Twitch streamer, Grandma?
I hope so. I hope somebody's grandma is
apparently
just on Twitch. Alright, that is not my grandma, to my knowledge. I mean, it could be.
Maybe it is your grandma.
Maybe it is my grandma. I would scream and cry. I would love that for her.
I can only hope that when I'm grandma age, I can continue to stream on Twitch and embarrass my grandchildren.
Yeah. That is the ultimate goal of being a grandma, is embarrassing your grandchildren.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I'll be saying all my Y2K slang.
Oh my god.
9, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome on. Also, hi, I see a Zhao. Hello, Zhao.
I'm trying to think of even, like... I don't even plan on having kids, so I'm gonna have to, like, just rely on my brothers to make something so I can be a grandma adjacent.
To make something.
Could you guys just, like, make this for me? Because I don't wanna.
Alright, let's see here. Oh, we're getting there.
Ooh, it's looking good.
You gotta draw the rest of the...
I'm drawing my...
bird.
Rest of the bird. Bird is the word.
Bird is the word.
I'm drawing my Gellert. He's kind of a himbo art student kind of guy.
Oh, that's cute.
He joined the crew in order to travel the world, to have new things to like write and paint about.
Oh, nice.
And he's just very like has never experienced a hardship in his entire life.
Okay, he's like...
And just doesn't register
privileged
negativity. He's just out here vibing. Privileged,
nice.
But like not in the, not in the bad way, but just in the like...
Doesn't know that
like,
much
what are you
about
guys
life
upset about kind of way.
Yeah.
Just doesn't understand. He's just out here experiencing... Would you say he has broccoli hair? For sure. This is full-on broccoli. I mean, you do kind of wind up with Neopets giving them, like, the weird misspelled names. Like your brain Jaden Zayden crap, because, like, you can't reuse pet names.
Yep. We've got... So I have my first pet was Princey625, because one way you can do it is add numbers. Then you realize, no, nobody likes the numbers, so then you start making up weird fantasy names. So my bird right here, her name is Tainrax. With an
Tainrax.
Tainrax. And then the Zafara is named Zedria.
Nice, nice.
And then I had a couple of other pets. Oh gosh. I had this whole like very dark story about this fire Bori that I used to have, and he like had a daughter that he didn't know about, and then like the daughter came to stay at the boarding house and he didn't realize that they were related. I don't ask me how that all happened. And how I managed to make it appropriate for Neopets and not get banned. But
oh my god.
It was like long lost, and it was like there was like bloody, he was like my dark brooding like Sasuke style character.
My god.
It was like, family all died and blah blah blah.
Of course.
Everybody's family
no
always
good
has
OC has a surviving family.
Exactly. Why would you?
Surviving families are so not main character.
No, they're really not. Alright, now let's color these guys in and have the saturation turned up 1000%.
Absolutely. I hope you guys weren't here for muted colors.
No.
Not in this house.
This is not allowed today. I remember his original design was, I had these like flames. I felt so smart. I was like, oh, no starry Neopet has this. It's gonna be unique. That was not the case.
Not the case. Everyone had the same idea.
He had a star over his eye. I remember that. Did he have a star in his eye?
I think he did.
I don't remember.
Just,
no, he did in
just
the
updated
version. All the stuff that is on my current Neopets profile is the new stuff. I remember he had this weird flame marking on his muzzle. And he had, the hair was yellow too, I think. But that was many a year ago.
That was way back in the day.
It literally was, though.
I'm just kind of like, I haven't fully developed this dude yet, so I'm just going off of like that mental image, you know?
Yeah, live character design.
Live character design. Not even, because like normally, you've seen how I design characters. I do like the scribbles, like the thumbnails beforehand. Mm-hmm. We're not even doing that, we're just going in. I have a vibe and I'm trying to channel it.
Nice. He had orange eyes. Remember I gave him a collar too, which is weird because he was anthro. There was like, Neopets kind of had this weird thing as well where like sometimes the pets are like actual pets and sometimes the pets are like their own guys.
Yes. Yeah. It's like there's two consecutive canons happening. One in which these are pets owned by people. And the other in which it's an entire like society of furries. But then, now that I think about it, you also had situations where, like, some pets within the stories would be, like, anthro, and others would be feral.
Yep.
Because, like, there was the Lost Desert plot, like, the Sekhmet plot, where I think his name was, like, Jazin or something. He was just, like, a whole dude, but then he rode on a uni, which was another Neopet, that could talk, but it still was, like, four-legged and acting as a steed.
What the fuck?
So, like, make that make sense.
It doesn't. I don't think I can.
We all just kind of accepted it.
Yeah, it wasn't weird at the time. Only weird when you start thinking about it too hard. I honestly think that the mantra for the Neopets writers, it was just like, don't think too hard about it.
Don't think too hard about it.
Don't think too hard about it.
I also know because I found a podcast with some of the old NEOPETS team artists that I watched a while ago while I was working on stuff. They have, like, a content Bible where, like, you are not allowed to retcon anything that happened lore-wise on NEOPETS, and, like, what happened has happened.
Maybe they do think hard about it then. Never mind.
Maybe they do. I don't know.
They're thinking extremely hard about it.
They are, because I know there's, like, content rules for this lore.
That's fascinating.
I don't know how deep this iceberg goes, but,
I really appreciate that they don't retcon, because I hate it when...
I hate retcons.
I hate it when retcons happen. Like, it
As someone
bothers
who has
me to
had
no
to... Yeah. Like, having had to retcon things before, it sucks.
You... Lutra experienced how I was on an actual roleplay site. You know that I hate retcons.
I know.
I will sit there
Nobody
with
was happy about it.
I will sit there with people, and I will make things make sense until we don't have to retcon anything anymore. Because I remember multiple times, and I mean, when you're on a roleplay website with, like, 40 people on it, or however many people we had, and not everybody is paying as close attention to, like, the timeline. Sometimes you get things that just, like, don't make sense, but that, like, all happened and are important. So you have to sit there and be like, well, okay, well, this happened, but maybe we could fudge, like, the time it happened a little bit, or, like, okay, we could reorganize these other things that happened and have this happen here.
Right.
And that probably doesn't make too much sense if you haven't, like, actually lived it, but
it's a thing.
I promise.
It's a whole thing.
I was very much, like, trying to be on continuity, because I like it when things make sense in a continuity.
Oh, me too. I think the only time I've, like, purposefully retconned something in, like, all of the roleplay years was I misread a character's age, and that made an interaction very weird. And I was like, oh shoot, no, retcon. But, like, that was a mistake on my part.
That's not even that important, or it wasn't that important to the plot, though.
No, it wasn't. But I was like, shoot, I thought they were the same age, never mind.
All of my NEOPETS art is on Photo Bucket, and I wish there was a way for me to lift it off of there.
I couldn't tell you. It has been so long since. You
need, like, a paid
Photo
account
Bucket.
now.
I hate that. Everyone's going to the subscription model, and it's poopy garbage.
How much do they want me to pay? That's so much fucking money. I'm not paying that much to get my art back. $10!
What?
$10 a month to get my art back.
That's ridiculous.
I wonder if I could find...
I feel like there should have been a grandfather system.
I should have been. If your PhotoBucket account is more than 15 years old, you should be allowed to...
Greedy.
You should be allowed to keep it.
I'm going to pause for a second because I cannot draw in silence. I need a playlist going. Do you ever just...
Oh my god, can I share with you something? So I googled my NEOPETS name.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. And, okay, do you remember a comic on NEOPETS called The Meepits Outgrade? It was about a baby loop. It was drawn in, like, a very sketchy, soft style. And it had, like, a fairy killer. Yeah, and the mom was, like, a cat furry. Well, apparently I wrote fan mail twice to the person who wrote this comic. And oh my god, it's so fucking cringy. I wonder what year this was. It had to have been like 2004. Alright, this is what I wrote.
Please read this. I'm so excited.
I am like such a big fan of yours. I wrote, I am, such a big fan of yours.
You know, your grammar impeccable.
I love your comic and the Meepits outgrabe. It's really funny. The drawing style is so cool, and I think that Miles' little baby Loop character, is so cute. I'm thinking about sending in a comic as well, but it'll never be as good as yours. Do you have any tips? Well, I gotta go. Bye. P.S. Miles owes me a hug. Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Hey, Conius, thank you for the raid! Welcome in, guys!
Conius, hello.
Welcome in, welcome in. Come to spread love and hype. Love you guys.
Yay!
Get comfy. But oh my gosh. But that's a sweet letter though, Puffin. Like,
okay,
if I received that, I would be happy. Oh, okay.
I appreciate that, but I did write a second one.
I'm sorry.
The second one is even cringier. It goes, okay, I know I've written you once before, but I just have to say again that I'm a huge fan of your comic. I just read the last one from the archives and it keeps getting better. I personally like Miles and Seth the best, but Suser's okay too. Poor Suser. I'm grilling her.
Why are you dissing Suser?
I'm roasting Suser. Oh, I think she was the character who was kind of like, you know, the no-nonsense one. She was like the straight man character.
The party pooper.
I went on to describe one of the comics that I liked. I especially love how you draw and how cool your pet's web pages look. That was very important to me. I'm just about to add a link to Miles's page on my lookup. Plus the pet spotlight he got and all those times he won the beauty contest, he definitely deserved it. Thanks for taking the time to read my letter. I know you're busy, but please write back if you can. Aww.
Oh my gosh. Aww.
Again, I was like 10.
I love that though.
Very, very much a fangirl. Still a fangirl. Still a fangirl nowadays. But now when I write those sorts of letters in my head, I don't send them. I keep them to myself.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I definitely. I have not thought about that comic in like probably close to 20 years.
Oh yeah. Well, it was up there with the Sparkle Art comics for me. I'd look forward to them every week.
It was those, and then there was one that I remember, and I was trying to think about like the name of it the other day, and I just could not remember. But it had like a ghost Corbat, I think, and like a Puffin.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I remember that. It was kind of done in like a toony art style.
Yeah.
I remember that. I remember that, and then there was another one that I remember that was about and I think this artist is also still active out there. It was about a couple of loops. One was like this giant ghost loop that had a swirl on its stomach. And the other one was a tiny one that was obsessed with potatoes.
Oh my gosh. That's like the most like early 2000s. LOL, so random. I love it.
The artist's name was Latchtobe, I think. Latchtobe. They are very well known on DeviantArt nowadays for their like wolf OCs, but I remember back when they were the Neopets person.
The Neopets person. Once you're the Neopets person, you can never come back.
Try to see if I can find.
Like, Mama's come to spread love hype. Hello, welcome on in. Same to you, Sakaluke85. Y'all are wonderful. We are just out here vibing.
Yeah.
Sorry, not trying to talk over you.
No, it's okay. Pint Size, that was the name of the comic.
Pint Size, yes. Kind of a... God, I need to like go back and go back through the Neopian archives and try and refine some of this stuff.
Yeah, I was big on writing for the Neopian Times. And I'm very grateful that they keep the archives, because now all my stuff is, like, archived there, for better or for worse.
I'm gonna find you.
You can.
Gonna find your shit.
You can. I raided into... I raided into Soda, and Soda started reading my old Neopets, like, writing. I was like, oh god, please don't.
Soda calling you out.
It's not good. It's very cringy.
Oh my gosh.
But,
Yeah,
that's just how it was back in the day.
I was just always too scared to, like, submit anything. So now that I'm a grown-up, I kind of want to go back and try,
Yeah, I've wanted to do a art gallery, maybe. That's something I haven't done yet. The beauty contest is fun, but it's less artistic talent and more your ability to spam the message boards over and over and over again the entire week that your pet's in the contest.
Right, yeah.
It's like advertising is more important than the actual art.
Yeah. No, I much prefer the idea of going by, like, objective judges.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a marketing person. I don't market myself very
fair.
well.
It's very fair.
It's good to see you too, Lyconius. What is the name of the loop Neopet that Puffin is? It is a loop. L-U-P-E. Yep. And then on Puffin streams, I am Lutari, the otter Neopet.
Yeah.
I would personally sign the petition for Neopets to make a hyena Neopet. I don't know if they ever would, but like...
They already have 2 dogs, so I think that probably not.
Probably not, yeah.
You would just have to, like, make a loop a hyena, and people have done that.
Yeah. It's a valid approach. I think I have successfully captured the, like, spacey yet friendly himbo energy that I was going for here.
Oh yeah, he had a yellow stomach too, I think. It's all coming back to me.
Like, trying to, like, pull up screenshots of my Neopets to, like, reference off of.
Yeah.
And the site is so broken right now that...
yeah.
It's a struggle.
That's what I was saying to you before, like, I'm still playing and I'm doing all my dailies and stuff, but, like, I haven't had the patience to, like, sit there and code, because I refresh so often while I'm coding stuff. And every time you refresh on Neopets, you have to do, like, are you a robot test.
CAPTCHA, yeah, because bots are such a huge
and it's not even just, like, typing words into a thing. Like, I get why they do it, because they don't want, like, bots all over the site. Like, I totally understand that. But there's gotta be a better way, because it literally takes me, like, 20 seconds every time to click all the bicycles.
Right.
You get done with that, and then you change to the next page, and you gotta do it all over again.
Yeah, I've gotten caught in, like, loops of CAPTCHA, and I'm like, I swear to God, I'm not a robot.
Yeah. It's probably to, like, try and combat, like, the restocking stuff going on.
Yeah, I know that's been a huge problem, and I know they've apparently got, like, a task force going after that right now.
Yeah.
I don't know how successful it is, but it is happening.
Because, yeah, I mean, there have been bots on the site for forever, but I guess right now it's so bad that, like, actual players can't get anything from shops anymore, pretty much. Yeah.
No, it's rough. For those who don't know, restocking is... So there's NPC-owned shops, and then there's player-owned shops. And NPC-owned shops will stock items for, like, just a set price. It's not dependent on the economy or anything. So you could, in the past, make a ton of money by quickly buying valuable items from these NPC shops and then reselling them in user-owned shops for, like, gobs of cash. Because, like a morphing potion that changes your pet species might be worth... I'm making a price. Might be worth, like, 10k Neo points in a NPC shop, but be worth, like, 2 mil on the actual economy. So, but because of the Neopets black market, which is a sentence I never thought I would say. A real thing. There's a lot of people who have just created bot accounts to auto-buy these items, and it's been an issue.
Yeah, the whole Neopets like economy thing is, again,
it's a mess
very,
right now.
very much a mess. Years of all kinds of stuff going on. Not all of it good. I mean, restocking is like its own topic of discussion because like it's a valid way to make money, but it also kind of sucks too, even when it's being done by humans and not bots, because it drives prices up.
For sure, yeah.
Artificially inflates stuff.
And you never know, like, what's gonna completely change the prices of things. Like, it's a very volatile economy.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's insane to me that there's Neopets scalpers this cycle, and it's like legitimately like a really like a way that people play.
Yeah. Yo,
like,
yeah.
People just, or at least back in the day, like people used to just sit there and restock, and that's how they would make their money.
I know a good example of like just how quickly things inflate.
Also, Moogle Master and GP. Oh, I'm so sorry. I was supposed to mute.
Oh, you're fine. Go.
I don't mean to.
It is all good.
Welcome on in. How you guys doing?
It is all good.
My button did not work. Go ahead. Continue.
You're fine. What I was gonna say is Sorry, I just completely had a brain fart. One example of like how quickly things can shoot up is so morphing items for less popular pet species, like some of the goofier ones, used to be very cheap. But recently, so Neopets has like a premium feature where you pay monthly and like your account gets certain perks. And one of those perks is you can change one of your pet species once a year.
Oh, I know all about what you're about to talk about. Yep.
Yeah. So there's an exploit to that where if you normally, like, let's say you have a blue Geller and you want to change it into a blue Bori. You want to change it to a Bori. If you change it to a Bori, the pet it'll retain its color. It'll be blue. But if you try to change a pet that's one color into a different species that is not available in that color, you get to pick whatever color you want. Some of those colors are extremely valuable. And so all of a sudden, when this gets like figured out, all of these previously cheap morphing potions for pets that nobody cared about became ridiculously expensive because they were available in colors that more popular pet species weren't available in.
Yep.
And now they went from being worth like a couple thousand points to being worth millions.
Yep, and now it's almost as expensive as if you just got the paintbrush and painted the color you wanted it, you know? Like
Exactly. I may or may not be...
May not be what responsible for this?
Yeah, I'm responsible for the downfall of the Neopets economy. No, I may or may not be. Me individually, it's all my fault. No, yeah. I may or may not be waiting to buy a month of premium just to change one of my pets.
I very much was thinking about doing that too, but yeah, I don't know if there's even like a reasonable priced way to do it anymore.
What I did is, because I'm planning on changing my lab rat pet into a white Lutari, is the Strawberry Walkie morphing potion is currently only like 50k, which is pretty reasonable.
Okay, cool.
So that one's not bad, and there's not a lot of pets aren't available in Strawberry. Like, it's not a super popular color.
Gotcha.
Which, I don't know why. It's super cute.
I know, it is cute. They kind of just like gave up on the strawberry paintbrush.
They did. I don't know why.
I don't know either.
Hunga Munga, thank you for following. I love that username. That's hilarious.
I like that username
too. But yeah, strawberry morphing potion. I also, if the pet that you want happens to not come in speckled art, I have a speckled paintbrush I would happily give to you if you need it.
Hello, Stoneberry Punch. Yes, I'm drawing an Eerie right now. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I gotta think about what I want. I mean, I definitely want a gray paintbrush for my Ixie. That's like the next like big thing that I want.
Yeah.
And then there's a couple of other like pets that I kind of want to get over time if I can.
Yeah.
But none of them super high importance at the moment.
Yeah, I feel you. I'm trying to, like, get my current... How many do I have? 6. Up to where I want them to be.
Okay, gotcha.
And then I'll start working on other ones, you know?
Yeah, most of my existing pets are already painted the colors that I've wanted them to be.
Gotcha, yeah.
So now it's more either getting new pets or, yeah, like I said, just like that one that I currently have that I adopted, and then I was like, okay, I immediately have an idea for this one. Oh, that's not the right color.
Yeah. No, I'm working on probably doing that for my lab rat. I'm trying to, like, wait until they're leveled up a little bit more so I can use some of the other premium benefits to justify dropping real money on Neopets.
And it's, like, not even, like, it's a pretty large amount of real money, too, for the premium.
Yeah, it's, like, $7-8 a month. So, like, it's not cheap. And then also saving up for an Ixie morphing potion for my other pet. Because I want a Starry Ixie. I have just, like, I saw someone drew a Starry Ixie on my Twitter
I think
feed.
I saw that exact piece of art that you're talking about.
You know the one I'm talking about. And it just, for whatever reason, awakened something in me. And I had a pet on my side account with, like, a perfect name.
Oh,
so
yeah.
now I gotta morph her. Instead of just creating an Ixie. Bories are probably one of my other favorite pets. I love Bories. They're so flippin' cute.
I had that one, my edgy pet. He was a fire Bory. His name was... Okay, so I got him from the pound. I decided I was going to adopt my 4th pet from the pound, because I had made all the other pets, and I was like, okay, well, I'll adopt one. His name was Tooty.
Tooty!
Tooty. And the funniest thing is that I made him, like, the edgiest pet ever, but the man's name was Tooty.
My god.
It was so fucking funny. Like, writing these edgy-ass, like, stories, and then being like, Tooty walked in.
Tooty!
Like, how's this... How do you be serious about Tooty? Sickle says, I'd be edgy too if I were named Tooty.
Tooty?
His name was Tooty.
I think if my parents named me Tooty, I would have tried to combat that in any way possible.
Oh yeah. He had a bandana. I'll try to draw him if I finish this piece of art. He had a bandana, and he was always, like, leaning up against a wall with his arms crossed, and on his pet page, there was a MIDI version of Boulevard of Broken Dreams playing.
My god, the vibe's immaculate.
Yep.
I love that so much, and I mean that so fucking genuinely.
I mean, that's all I knew as a child. If it was edgy, it had to be Green Day. To this day.
Exactly. To this day, I can jam out to some Green Day.
Absolutely. I love Green Day.
Love Green Day.
Alright, let me finish coloring this blonde bitch.
Just gonna kind of, like, fudge. I'm not gonna detail this freaking brooch right now. You're just like, nah, not tonight.
Oh, absolutely. Every time I draw, I'm like, not tonight.
Not tonight.
I really want to take some commissions of, like, MS Paint style art. Now that I have this paintbrush that I'm, like, obsessed with
That would be amazing. I love that.
Maybe, like, icons or something once I finish the half bodies.
I would eat up an MS Paint style icon. I would consume it. This is the first Neopet I might actually keep the colors relatively true to.
Oh yeah.
True to life on.
The cloud ones are cute. I like the Colors in the cloud paintbrush.
Sometimes, like, I don't know, I don't always love the color choices. But then I'm also very, yeah.
Yeah, it's fair.
But I'm also, like, a very, like, color theory person, so I'm like, I have my idea of how I want it to be, which is not necessarily fair to, like, the other artist. Because full respect to the NEOPETS artist, because that's gotta be a job.
I know.
It would low-key be, like, a really cool job to have, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
In theory, at least. Like, NEOPETS, if you're hiring part-time remote artists, let me know!
We got one right here.
We got one right here. I'll do it.
There we go, that's a good color. His mouth needs to be filled in. There we go. Oh, and she has her earring that I didn't color in. Alright, I'm not shading this. It's not happening.
I support you. It's not happening. We're just not gonna today.
We're just, yeah. This is all I have left in me. There we go. Let's,
I can't decide what shade of green I like. So many green.
Actually, no. You know what? I like this bright, whatever the fuck, cyan color that this is.
Hell yeah!
Oh, wait, don't turn the brightness up to max. There we go. Alright, my NEOPETS.
I love them. We need to come up with some cool connections for our pets.
Oh,
so we can be the cool kids.
Anytime. I really have to sit down and think of, like, what I want, like, their new personalities and designs to be. I've redone them. This will be my third time redesigning and whatevering them. So.
And they just get better with age.
And they just get better with age, truly.
Let's see. I'm trying to, like...
Okay, so yeah, there's the original NEOPETS crew from when I was a wee child, done in the art style that I used to draw in, kind of.
I love them. I love them so much.
Thanks. Now I'm gonna try and draw my edgy one real quick. Alright, 2D. It's been 2D. Years. It's been literal years, so let's see here.
Oh my god. Maybe his name isn't like his birth name is something edgy like Tootsifer. But everyone keeps calling him everyone just keeps calling him Tootie.
Remember, I drew his eyes like kind of square because, you know, he's
edgy. Square is the edgy color.
He always had angry eyebrows.
I know I said I wasn't going to detail this brooch, but it looks like a starfish right now.
It's not happening. I'm never going to detail this brooch. 5 minutes later.
5 minutes later is detailing the brooch.
Okay, he was wearing like a fucking bandana. How did the bandana go? I forget.
Was it like a head bandana?
It wasn't like this.
Guy Fieri situation?
Oh god, I wish I still had the art. Maybe if I look up his name somewhere. No, nothing. I remember drawing him. I'm gonna have to just go with my heart.
Go with your heart. Just
how it
like
goes
let
out
the
the
Boulevard
edge.
of Broken Dreams guide you.
Wait, I need to put it on. Hold on. Maybe
Please
this will
do.
help move me. Okay. Is there a MIDI version we could listen to?
God.
Maybe on YouTube?
Yeah, part of me wants to try and access my old account, but the other part of me is like, I'm never gonna play on it because my doofus kid self used my actual first and last name for my account name.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, not that it matters as much at this age, but I don't really want to do that. I don't want to advertise that. On the Boulevard of Broken Dreams.
Well, we've got a MIDI version playing right now.
Good. Love that. She came out pretty cute.
I think this is just how it was. He just had a bandana.
I'm like not
the hair went
my
over
layers.
One of his eyes.
Of course, that was like the go-to edgy character design choice. You know.
Yep.
And I say that with all the love in my heart. I mean, I'm out here in 2023 still designing characters with hair that goes over their eyes, and I'm shameless about it. Change that color. Let's see. Now I'm getting into Neopet without actual reference because I haven't transformed them into what I want them to be territory.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
It's like, you have to be painted at some point, or
Exactly.
give him a potion or whatever.
It's like we're working on it.
I think he had a scar on his eye, too. I'm pretty sure that was a thing.
That sounds like it.
It feels right.
That sounds right. It feels right.
It does.
You just gotta go with the vibes. Gonna copy image.
Putting bangs over his eye, but still drawing the eye. Anyway, because...
Because?
Just because, yeah.
Sometimes it really do be that way.
It literally be like that.
Let's see. Someone told me that one of the official Neopets team members confirmed that Ixie were supposed to be deer, and I refuse to acknowledge that.
No, they're
goats.
Well, they're like a little of both, I think.
They're
I always just
both.
thought of them as both, kind of.
They were always goats in my mind.
They do kind of feel deer-like to me though, because my Ixie character is a deer. So.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I'll allow it.
I guess I never really thought about that hard.
They always did come off very goat to me, but then I like goats, so you know.
I think they could kind of do double duty. It's like a loop could be a wolf or a dog or a fox if you wanted, you know.
True. Your Neopets are what you make them. Yeah.
Like Zephyrs can kind of be bunny-like sometimes, but then you have bunnies that are a lot more bunny-like.
See, I always read Zephyrs as kangaroos.
I read them as rabbit cats, kind of.
Interesting. Zhao says, my middle school classmate had an Ixie. I always thought they were a goat, no? That's like the $1 million debate. It's like I always read them as goat, but
they're just
apparently
kind of both.
They're just kind of their own thing.
Whatever you need them to be, because like there's not a deer Neopet otherwise. So if you want a Neopet that is like kind of deer-like, I think you'd go for an Ixie, right?
Oh yeah, that makes sense. And like honestly, to bring science into the equation, deer and goats are pretty similar. Taxonomic. I cannot pronounce that word. I've majored in life sciences. That word gets me every time. It's like cellular phone. Can't say it, but they're related. Yeah, that word, Sickle. That one. I'm not gonna try, but you know what I'm trying to say. I can write it. I can draw you a phylogenetic tree. I cannot say the word because words are hard.
Neb, hello! Words are very hard.
Words are so hard.
Just pretend like this anatomy makes sense. Okay.
Sickle says she's still hung up on my beef studies.
Your yeah. Me too.
Beef systems. So, okay.
Beef systems.
I feel like I need to explain my beef systems and management class now. So
please do.
It was a class. It was a senior level class, so it's like you already had to have had your basic biologies, physiologies, reproductive anatomy, that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it was basically how to navigate and manage the beef economy. So we had to know, common diseases and concerns within the cattle industry. We had to know the economics of rearing beef cattle.
Hey, Cactus,
thank you, Lyconius, because this is definitely not saved. Just gonna call it something. We had to have memorized the common beef cattle breeds and their hybrids, and why you would hybridize certain breeds. We had to memorize at least the primal cuts of most cattle. Or all animals have the same primal cuts, but the primal cuts, which are the big cuts before you start dividing it into smaller steaks and stuff. Trying to think what else. Our senior project was essentially writing a farm plan that you would submit to a bank to get a business loan in order to start a beef farm. So we had to decide what kind of farm, because there's different kinds of beef farms. Not all beef farms
thank you, Zero. Cool.
Your average cow is not born on the farm that it becomes beef farm. There's multiple steps in the production process.
Icon.
And so my farm was a seed stock farm that focused on breeding cattle for other farmers to breed with, not necessarily cattle being bred to be turned into food. And so I had to look up the current prices of cattle and look up the cost of fencing and plumbing and how much it would cost for me to use the kind of watering system that I felt was best for my cattle given my budget. Yeah, breed or be bred, intense. Will says. It was intense. It was a 500 level class. And it was a writing intensive too. My senior paper was, this, for anyone who's in grad school, this is gonna be a joke, but, for an undergraduate level paper, it was 15 pages to outline this whole farm plan. And it had to be cited and everything. If I said fencing costs, $100 per yard or whatever, I had to justify that and I had to submit sources. So yeah, it was a whole thing.
That's neat though.
It was a cool class. We got to tour different local beef farms and talk to the farmers about why they did things a certain way, and what lines they picked from for their cattle, and how are your animals bred on site or do you buy them? So it was cool. We also had an entire lab that was dedicated to eating steak. Oh,
that reminds me of King of the Hill.
Yeah, it was basically that.
Yeah, where Bobby eats steak and has to grate it and stuff.
Yeah, that's what we were doing was basically comparing the tenderness, flavor and overall palatability of different cuts cooked at different temperatures to see, like,
that's so neat.
What actually influenced a consumer's satisfaction with the beef.
Neat. Jack Bomb, hello, how are you?
Cactus says they love the Neopets PNGs we have. Puffin did those, and they're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
They're so good.
I just whipped those out before stream.
Amazing. I was not expecting it, so like when you sent it to me, I was like, oh my god! So good! Didn't know I needed it. Soothsayer asks, what's my favorite type of cow? I love Brahman cattle. Growing up in, like, Florida, they are very commonly used to... They're not super great beef producers in and of themselves, but they're commonly crossbred with our beef-producing cows in order to increase their tolerance for heat, because they're very well adapted to living in hot climates. And they are just the long-ear boys. Yeah, the lump boys. I love them. I cry every time I see one. And then Sickle says, if you open a beef farm and need someone to pet the cows, I got you covered. I will hire you to pet my cows.
Oh, can I do like a volunteer work or something?
Absolutely. Come pet my cows.
I already want to come and pet the quail.
The quail, yeah. We've got the quail right now, we've got chickens running around, we've got the goats. We are taking a mini pig in. We ran across a mini pig who needed a home. So she'll just kind of hang out.
My mom loves pigs.
We never thought we would get, like, a pet pig, but it just kind of, like, came up, and it was an animal, like, we knew. You know, so it was like, okay, guess she's coming home with us. This eye shape is, like, throwing me.
Booty. God. This really does kind of look like my art style when I was, like, 13 years old.
I see it. I love it. Kind of like eyebrows. You ever just eyebrows?
Yeah, sometimes. On occasion.
On occasion. You like dot? I kind of like the dot eyebrows.
I'm gonna scribble one more thing and then I'm probably gonna hop off to grab dinner. I haven't eaten yet.
Oh yeah, definitely do that. I probably need to go pretty soon because I gotta get up early for work. Have to go do my big girl job.
Yeah, same. Alright, let's see here. I drew on my, like... old Neopets. I guess I could draw one of my newer Neopets.
Yeah! Let's see. Thornses. Excuse me. I'm sorry, y'all, for coughing. Got that residual.
Don't apologize. You got the residuals.
I got the residuals.
It's not fun.
It's like I feel fine otherwise. Like it was in and out of my system, but just doesn't. It's a stubborn lad.
I guess. Do I read Ixies as? Now I'm like thinking too hard about it. As goats?
You what?
I guess they are kind of like goats.
Like now that I've said it, you see it.
I mean, no. I mean, I think they are, but they also could be deer. You know?
I think Ixies are Ixies is kind of what I'm gonna go with.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair. That's fair.
Just to put my own mind at ease, because otherwise I will be like staying up late at night psychoanalyzing this.
It's true. I mean, they're all the Neopets are like kind of based on animals, but they're not exactly animals, you know?
Yeah. Some of them are definitely like more the animal than others are. Like, what the fuck is a chia?
I don't want to talk about chias. Chias freak me the fuck out.
They're weird. They're just like...
They're very weird.
Okay, chat, if you don't know what a chia is...
They're fucked up little creatures. Can we take a moment to look at chias?
This is a chia. This is all a chia is.
Wait, hold on. I need to bring up a chia as well. It's some weird looking shit.
They're just little, like, turd asses.
I don't know what word I was expecting, but it wasn't that one.
It wasn't turd ass?
It was not turd ass.
I don't like their mouths, because it's not like a cat mouth would be fine, but it's like this weird, like, cleft lip. Like, they have also... butt cheeks for an upper lip.
They, like, loops eat these guys, by the way.
Yes.
So...
Which, like, you'd think loops would go
they
after,
have, like, their own whole... Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I was just gonna say, you'd think they'd eat ixies. You'd think they would eat ixies, because it's like
no, they eat
a deer sheep thing. No, they eat the weird potato men. Loops are just trying to do us a service. Too much work, eat the blob.
Too much work, eat the blob. Oh, they're... See, every time I look up a Neopet, it shows, like, the unconverted beauty that is their former beautiful selves,
right,
and they start to cry, because I'm like, the fairy Ixie will never look this gorgeous again.
God, Fairy Ixie was so good. And now they're, like, okay.
They're okay. These little
like, I would still happily own one, but it's not the same.
I usually draw feral animals. That's usually Lutra's bag.
Yeah. I'm like the exact opposite. I'm like, anthers are not my forte. I mean, I've only been drawing anthers for like a couple of years, so it's still just like the shapes don't come naturally to me. You know? Like, I can do it, but I can't just, like, I could just bust a dog body out without thinking about how it's put together too much, because I've drawn so many.
I know. God, I've tried to make the jump over to drawing, like, quad stuff. I always called it quad. People usually say feral, but quad is actually a Neopets term.
Yeah.
And I like that better.
I like quad better, too.
Feral has too much stigma attached to it now.
God, yeah.
We're not gonna get into all that, but...
No, but yeah, it's the whole issue.
The whole thing. The quad is the Neopets influences, William.
So I'm saying that Neopets to furry pipeline is super real.
It's real, it exists.
It exists, it's here.
It's here, it's queer.
It's here, it's queer.
You know who I had a big crush on as a kid? You know, that I realized in hindsight? Queen Fiora.
Hell yeah! She's
I used to, like, collect items revolving around Queen Fiora.
I can appreciate that. I appreciate your taste.
Thank you. I liked her. I forget, like, what her situation was, if she was, like, good or bad or not, but...
She was good.
Generally, she was understood to be good. But I don't know. I used to be really up on... Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, she definitely wasn't, like, evil.
No. I used to be really up on the Neopets lore, and now over time I've kind of lost all my knowledge of it. Or I'm sure it would come back to me if I started talking about it, like the plots and stuff.
Yeah,
like, I did participate in some plots, although I was such a young kid that like I didn't really participate very well.
Sure, yeah. That's kind of where I was.
I was not like winning any Battle Dome fights back then.
Are you winning some?
I am not.
Hat. Hat is hard.
Is that a, that's an Ixie.
Yeah.
Ixie twins.
Ixie twins!
I actually have 2 Ixies now.
Ooh.
So one of them's more of a
Who's the other
deer. That was the one I was talking about earlier, the deer one. She's like a forest spirit kind of creature.
Gotcha, yeah.
So I need to redo her like story and stuff.
Cactus is a 4-hour-long Puffin explains the Neopets Iceberg video right after the Danganronpa one.
Oh my god!
Man, the Danganronpa one could go for a while, I bet.
I did, I did 3 hours and I still wasn't done.
Yeah. He, like, fully turns you loose.
It did go for a while. I got it out of my system, kind of.
You know what? We're just not gonna hat today. She lost her hat.
No, you have, hat privileges have been revoked.
Hat privileges have been revoked. I don't want to figure out. I should have drawn the hat to start with instead of drawing the pet and then putting the hat on top. But it's fine.
Cactus goes, I'm sure you could go 4 hours per layer and it'd go viral on the YouTubes. I literally have thought about doing a Neopets Iceberg video.
Please do.
But
I would love that.
The thing is, I don't know a lot about video production. Right here. There we go. We got All-Star MIDI version playing.
Oh my god. So good. Yeah, I used to, not a lot, like not enough to say I did. Oh, thank you for the gifted sub, Cactus Bat. That's so sweet of you. I definitely, like, I did some of those, like, speed paint videos way back when, you know? But that's, like, the extent of my video production knowledge.
Yeah, it's all I can do to just, like, upload my VODs most of the time. I was trying to have an active TikTok account for a little while, and I kind of fell off on that, because, like, I don't know, it just takes so much effort to edit those videos, you know?
Yeah, and if you're not, like, hitting it in the eyes of the algorithm gods.
Exactly.
Which is, yeah, I don't know. Managing social media has always been something I've battled with, like, as a quote-unquote content creator, yeah.
Yeah, I agree. That's why I've been building this, like, little side website, because it's not on social. And I get to curate it like exactly how I want it to look.
Yeah.
And it's been kind of
so
fun
valid.
working on that. Will says, how did the Keela Crown video do? I think it like 200 views.
That was a great video.
Oh,
she looked not amused.
That's how she always looks.
She does. I love Keela. She has a little bit of RBF.
She has so much RBF. It's fine.
Like, she's got some great side-eye.
You got criminally offensive side-eye.
Criminally offensive side-eye. Well, instead of making my life harder, we're gonna make my life easier. By cheating. Because that's what art is all about.
For cheating? It's not cheating, it's just, you know, working smarter, you know?
Exactly. I've seen a lot of artists do Starry Pets with this like more muted color palette, with like a more mustard and warm dark blue rather than like the bright colors.
Not this incredibly highly saturated version.
While it is iconic.
You don't like that, Lutra?
I think it would hurt my eyes to color a little bit. I know. I love it for what it is, but I also love me a muted color palette.
No, I do too. Now that I'm older and wiser.
Like, I love obnoxiously bright color palettes. I mean, if I could show you some of my, like, sparkle out dog OCs from back in the day, you would
absolutely. Know. God. Again, wish I still had the art from all of my old Wolf Roleplay websites.
Oh my god.
Someday maybe I'll pay the $10 to PhotoBucket just so I can download all that stuff and have it.
If anyone gives a $10 Ko-fi to Puffin right now, I will draw you a chibi for free. I will draw you a chibi for free.
No. We'd have to do it on a different stream, that's the only thing. Going through Puffin's old PhotoBucket would have to be a stream all of its own.
Oh my god.
Oh god, okay. My stomach's starting to growl, so I think...
Is it about time?
I call it here, yeah. With the James Bond MIDI theme playing in the background.
Hell yeah, what an icon.
Are you gonna continue streaming, Lutra?
I'm probably gonna call it a night, just because, like...
Okay.
I don't know, I gotta get up at like 5:30 tomorrow morning.
That's so fair.
And I gotta go run the puppy so he goes to sleep, because God knows... I mean, he's 2 years old, but he's a lab, so, like, it barely counts.
I know. Still. That's still puppy and lab years, definitely.
It really is. I love him, but Jesus Christ. He feels a kind of way sometimes.
That's incredibly valid.
I've been, like, cleaning out my room, and he's just been finding all kinds of shit to bring to me.
Oh.
He's like, Mom, I found an entire Yankee candle, and I want to bring it to you. He doesn't try to eat it. He just brings it to me. He's like, Mom, I found it.
Oh, that's cute.
Like,
dogs are cute.
I'm so proud of you, but Jesus.
Oh, hold on a minute. I realized I colored this in wrong. Do you want to do a co-raid?
Sure. Let
me just fix this real quick.
Do you have anybody in mind? I can pull up my Twitch.
Yeah. Why don't you, we'll go with your recommendation.
Let's see who's online. Apologies if you hear Twitch scream at me again like it did earlier.
Feyre and Carrot are both online right now.
Oh, that's a tough choice. I love both of them. I don't know why Feyre's not showing up. I'm following Feyre. I know I am.
It's Corsair of Chaos, I think, is the username.
Yeah. I know I'm following. Weird.
Maybe she just ended? Refresh. Oh! Cactus Bat! Thank you very much.
Cactus! Did Cactus send you that coffee?
Did you just come in with the with the PhotoBucket donation? Thank you. All right, so
I owe you a chibi Cactus Cat. I'll Cactus Bat, Jesus, Cactus Cat.
Thank you.
I'll DM you after stream.
We will do this. We will at a future date. We will have a Puffin uncovers her old PhotoBucket stream, and I will go through and I will show you all the old art with no filters.
Yeah. I'm so happy to have enabled this.
Thank you very much, Lutra, for helping to enable this. Yes. Also, I think maybe Feyre just ended because now I'm not seeing her either.
Okay, so then Carrot is...
I still do see Carrot.
All right. Let's Carrot. So anytime I tab out of Medibang, my stream starts having seizures. Would you mind like Discording me
Yeah.
Carrot's username.
I'm sliding
Because
it
if I
to
tab
you
out to
now.
go to Twitch to copy and paste it, it's gonna freak out, and I don't know if any of my viewers have sensitivities.
Oh,
I don't want to trigger anybody's like epilepsy or anything like that.
okay. That's fair. I just sent you his username. Alright, so looks like he's streaming Okami. Also,
Nice.
oh, Sickle, thank you. Thank you very much. We will use that for the snacks. For
God.
the Photo Bucket stream. Alright, let me know
So
when you're
good.
ready, Lutra.
Alright. Raid.
Wait, hold on.
Alright, I'm ready when you are.
Okay, let me... What's our raid message?
Your Neopets are starving, go feed them.
Okay. Your Neopets are starving. Alright, there we go. Alright, I'm ready when you are.
Alright, I'm ready.
Yay! Thanks for a great stream, everybody. Take care. Good night.
Bye, everyone. Raid in